Alright, welcome back. This is a special episode of Dexter Podcast. Our guest here tonight is the one and only, the oldest man in the U. My dad.
Yeah, buddy.
Bruce Vitterini, star of the Rusty Wolves defensive squad.
Yeah, right.
So, on this episode, we're going to let, it's going to be mainly about the Rusty division, and how my dad started the sport, and he's going to tell us, his whole career.
Basically, we're also going to go into how a lot of these guys in the U actually started playing hockey. So, we want to thank, I want to call him Dad because that's what he is.
Yeah.
We're going to thank Dad for coming on tonight and going over this with everybody, and for everybody watching. This is going to be a cool episode, especially for the Rusty people. And if you have, a father or somebody older that don't think he can play no more, just watch this episode and see what a 74-year-old man can do, because he's in his 10-year off, and then now he's in his return. So we want to give it up to my dad for coming on, and we're going to ask him some questions. So after taking 10 years off, how does it feel to be the oldest player in the U and back on the ice?
Well, actually it feels really good. The only problem is you don't have the legs, you don't have the muscle, you don't have the shot. But you're out there and you're competing, and that's the main thing. And I actually wanted to come on here just to talk a little bit about this UAHL league. And over the years, I've been in a lot of leagues. I've been involved in hockey quite a bit. Actually, I never started playing hockey until I was about 24 years old. I never even thought about playing hockey. The Flyers were starting to get hot. It was around 72, 73. And I had a couple guys, when I started teaching at Divineland High, asked me to go to the Centrum up in Cherry Hill to play hockey. And I said, well, hey, I'll give it a try. I had no equipment, pair of figure skates, and a hockey stick. And I called my brother Brian and I said, hey, I'm going to go play hockey. Do you want to go with us? And he goes, yeah. So basically that's how it started. We went to the place, I believe it was called the Centrum.
Where was that?
In Cherry Hill, I believe. It's not there anymore.
Well, before our time.
Yeah, we weren't even thought of.
No, yeah, you're right. You wasn't thought of yet.
Speaking, he just said Uncle Brian. That's the oldest brother duo.
I know, we should have had him too.
In the U.
Yeah.
That's Uncle Brian's 66 and you're 74. So that's the oldest brother combo.
Is he home?
Who?
Uncle Brian.
I don't know. Beats me.
I'm going to say we can make a phone call. I can be here in 5 minutes.
No, that's fine. But that's cool. There is a lot of brother duos
In the U.
In the
there
U.
is. There's a whole family. McCafferty's, there's like 7 of them.
That's true. There is a whole bunch of them. But that's the oldest duo, and that's just another Vitterini line
Yeah.
out there. Matter of fact, Juanita and Ron, which is family members, came to the game last night to watch them play, and she actually took a picture with me, Uncle Brian, and Dad all in the same picture. It was actually pretty neat.
After the game?
No, during the game while we were playing. I think they scored on me, and I was trying to get up, and then Uncle Brian was talking to me, and then Dad was standing right there. So,
Yeah.
but then a lot of people don't, that didn't play growing up. And I was on Steve's podcast, and I told him, how hard it was as a family when two players play.
mean, we saw each other a couple days
A
during
couple
the week.
days a week, you have dinner once or twice, and then you're just, you're on the road. So, maybe he can incite a little bit on what that was like of us growing up playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was tough. I'd be taking Brett north, and Dave would be taking you south.
We meet up for Friday night dinner.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then that was about
Let's
it.
meet at the Olive Garden.
Yeah, and you know what? That puts a lot of stress on some families that can't be separated like that. We are able to make it work just fine.
We did good with it.
Well, the good part about it, every weekend we knew where you and Brett were.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Instead of running around on the streets, you were with us. So
Yeah, well, we didn't have cell phones back then.
No.
We didn't have nothing. We just had to be home before the street lights came on.
That and what we have, Game Gear? What was it? We always played NHL on the rides.
Oh yeah,
Sega?
Sega,
Game Gear?
Game Gear,
Yeah.
and we had little Walkmans.
Yeah, we did.
CD Walkmans in the back of the car.
Yep.
That's what we did. But there's a lot of players that play in the U that didn't really start playing hockey really until Dad and Jeff Weber made the league in
Vineland.
for the Vineland High School.
There's a lot of kids. There's a lot of guys in that league.
there was a lot of guys there.
A lot of them are on my team.
Yeah.
Fisher, Simpson, Army,
Well,
Pascal played for. I mean, he started before that, but he played in the Vineland League.
Billy Taylor,
Billy Taylor, Steve.
yeah, it's a whole list.
Yeah, there's a lot. A lot of them keep going. A lot of them too are on a roller hockey team now called. You know what? I feel bad because I can't remember the name, and they were telling me how they're like the biggest thing on YouTube.
who's
Cal-
that? Bobby Bates and all them. playing on
Yeah,
it?
Cow Pile.
Kyle Platt.
No, Kyle Platt don't play anymore.
Okay.
He wants to.
Yeah.
He's just got his son in deck hockey.
Oh.
He keeps posting it. I haven't talked to him. He said he wanted to come out. I don't know. It was like a few months ago. I told him, just come, be a sub.
Yeah.
As far as the Rusty League that you're playing in, like if you go back to all your men's league that you played, like do you like the way the Rusty League is run with the stats and all that stuff?
Well, that's the reason I'm here more than anything. Over the years, I mean, we've been in a lot of leagues. I've been involved in a lot of hockey, coaching and playing. And when we first started playing, after I went to the Centrum and played with no equipment and got involved with it with figure skating and all, I said, it's kind of fun. And about a year after that, we got invited to start playing in a league in Cumberland County, which the league was basically a Vineland team, Elmer, Newfield, Bridgeton, and we went to the University of Delaware every Saturday night. And
What year was that?
That was around 1975 or so.
And how much was gasoline at that time? It's like
Probably 32 cents a gallon. We would pack up in Brian's van.
That's right. He had a silver Mr. T van.
Yeah.
He had that. I wasn't born yet, but when I was born, he had that for a while.
Well, he always has every vehicle for a while.
But we would pack up in there, the Randazzo's and a bunch of other guys that we played with back in the day, and we'd head over to Delaware and we'd play every Saturday night. And actually, in 1978, when I got married, we had a championship game that night. And I told my wife, I said, I can't miss that championship game. I said, well, no matter what, we're going to get married and all, but we're going to go to the game and then we'll go celebrate and stuff.
I hope my wife's watching this.
You know what? I know where we get it from now.
Yep.
It's genetic and it comes straight.
We're getting married, but you're going to spend your honeymoon in the stands.
I think she'd punch you in the face.
True, yeah.
But she was faithful, and she went to all the games anyway, so she was happy with that. And anyway, we played in that league, and then finally they built Hollydale, and then we moved a bunch of our teams into Hollydale, and that's when I really got involved with coaching. And Brett came along in 1981, and
Old.
he really wasn't into hockey till he was about 13.
No, it was way sooner than that.
How old was you?
I started when I was 5.
You were 5.
Yeah, so
And
I
he
was
So
like
he was 11.
10, 11.
yeah, okay, 10 or 11, and getting involved with coaching and all. Then I would coach Brett. Brad would be on another team, and our life changed quite a bit.
I know all about it now.
Yeah. Now you're doing it.
I'm doing it. You live at the rink more than your house.
Yeah, but I wouldn't trade any of that today for anything. And but none of the leagues that I was in were run like this one. This feels almost like a professional type league that he has going here. And he's very dedicated. They come up with good ideas. They invite people to try out for different skills, different levels.
And now they're doing, which none of the Rusty Wolves showed up to, but they're doing
No.
the skills class.
No one did?
No.
No, the Wolves.
All the Beavers did, but it didn't really matter.
Well, no, if I heard right, it was only like 3 and then a son of a beaver.
It was 6 and a son of a Beaver.
No,
Yeah.
I still find it funny with the son
Well,
of a beaver.
Yeah.
It's probably because the Wolves are 5-1, and if Beavers thought they would have to do a little more practicing.
As Steve said on his podcast that he's seen the Beavers going to the Stars.
Yeah.
Minus they got hit with a damn cinder block and now they fell to the ground. So
Yeah, you know
Stars
what?
needs to fly.
I didn't lie, Bart. I didn't see any of the game. We getting a recap on that?
It was a good game.
Yeah.
The Wolves went up 2-0, and then Beavers came back tied at 2-2, and then we went up 3-2 or 3-3, then 4-3, then 4-4.
Then they went ahead.
Then they went ahead and made it
5-4.
5-4. Then we tied it. Then they scored again, and we got a wraparound goal with like a minute left.
Who was playing goalie on the other side?
Matt.
Matt? Did he go down?
Sometimes he stinks.
Yeah, still terrible.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Matt, but you're garbage. But
Was he better than
but
Steve?
no, he actually played pretty well.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, he did the clinic, didn't he? Oh, he
I
didn't
don't-
make it?
No, I don't think he did.
He said he was going to.
He might have. I don't know. I didn't ask. But then we went into 3-on-3 in the overtime, and Mark come down and had a good shot. Somehow I made the save on it, and then we went down on a 2-on-1 and got a rebound and scored.
Nice.
So it was another victory for Rusty, and I get to say this. I told Steve and Larry last week, I hope they went home and used their bar down soap. When you had a bad game, take a bath with the UAHL bar down soap. Jerry, I hope you went home and took a bath with your damn bar down soap. The whole damn U had to use their own soap for all the losses they got this past week. That just makes me happy to say that. And just to throw on the record, I'm not going to throw Steve's dirty laundry out there or Larry, but on their podcast, if you heard on Saturday night, they didn't want to say what team they're playing for.
I know. I heard it. I listened to it this morning.
Yeah, you didn't want to say what team you were playing for in the checking for charity.
But they're gonna.
You have no choice because you're not going to play if you don't say it.
Yep. Nice, loud, and clear.
Mm-hmm. Let everybody know, and I'll be waiting for the next one to hear that. but I really think, like, I noticed, going back to Dad, I know that you had a ton of influence on Steve, and definitely Scotty Greif,
Yeah.
And a lot of them got Pascal, who played with you, and
Brad played on our team.
Brad did. Dylan Simpson and
Simpson,
Dylan Fisher, Army, Armstrong.
Yeah, Brian
was all there. So there's so many people in this league that has either grew up and played together or.
Oh, and number one person I can tell you, since we were just talking about Steve, how big was Steve in high school? What did Steve look like? Let's just throw this out there.
You know what? I told Steve, I called him today, just before he even says that, and I said, Steve, you don't want to miss this episode.
Oh, perfect. Let's get an example of what Steve looked like as a ninth grader.
Well, he wasn't very big. You know, it's brings back a lot of memories, but I remember, Jeff Weber played in this league that we used to play in Delaware. He played for the Vineland team.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew Jeff good. And when I was teaching, I had the connections for the high school.
Mm-hmm.
So it made sense when they built that rink in Vineland to try to start a high school team. And I will say this, out of all the high schools that played in that league, Washington Township, all those high school teams, none of them
We're going to let that one go.
didn't even notice that. But anyway, the only team that we actually got sanctioned legally as not a club but a regular high school team was Vineland. And we worked really hard to try to get that. We had to go to meetings, we had to go to the Board of Education, and we did get it approved, then they closed the rink. But
you got a couple seasons in. You got a lot of seasons in.
yeah.
And we had winning seasons.
Oh yeah.
The year that our varsity was what? Me, Pascal, Army.
Did DJ Greif play too?
DJ Greif played. They were all younger. They weren't on the team. Scotty didn't even play with me. Scotty's young.
Yeah, he was after you.
Scott Bertoli.
Yeah.
Kyle Platt. I'm trying to think who else there was.
Well, let's not
Bobby
forget.
Bates.
One person we need to really mention is Tommy Spiegelmeyer.
Oh, he was a big part of it.
His dad was a big part in helping us with the team.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, his dad passed away. You know, a very good friend of mine, knew him well when he was a student in high school. And his boy played, and he was a big part of that team.
And TJ, he's got a Dexter jersey. He played for 3 seasons at Holydale.
Yeah.
He'd be back playing now, but he hasn't figured out his kid situation yet.
I mean, there was a lot of people who helped us. It wasn't just Jeff Weber, me, and but we had Tommy,
Felix
Pineda.
Yeah.
Which Justin, probably will come up and play checking for charity again this year for somebody.
Probably not, because I called him for last time and I forgot about him, honestly.
But yeah, Felix was a part of that. Justin was there.
Well, it wasn't too long ago, maybe a year and a half ago or so, we had that game.
That's been about
maybe
a while.
2 years.
4 or 5 years.
Has it been that long?
Because Steve organized that.
Okay, that was really a lot of fun.
Which if we can get some ice time in Voorhees,
we can.
I know Steve's watching, so let's see if we can put another one of them alumni games together, because that was a good time when you had Mark Houston and his wife and all that stuff was there.
Yeah.
And
she was a big part. Her husband, he was
Peggy,
and her husband, big part in the Vineland team. There's a lot of good memories with that Vineland high school team. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
No, I had a lot of fun playing that.
Yeah.
Especially, I loved my favorite team to play was Delsey. Favorite team to play, because there were Carl Tarascas. But they were. and then he would talk shit, even though we won.
Like, see, I didn't get a chance to play none of that because I was.
You
They didn't offer that when I was playing. Well, I mean, they offered it, but I
No,
think I
you,
did.
You was too old. At that
You were
time.
too old.
Yeah, but I wasn't here anyway.
Yeah.
But it was. I think I did play a couple high school games for Shawnee or somebody or Clearview.
Well, that's when you was like a Bantam or something when you played up
Little
at
Flyers.
Hollydale.
Or Flyers alumni.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, one of those teams. I
Yeah.
think it was a Bantam with. Remember, you moved up from the B team to the A team with.
With Jeff with Cassia.
Yeah.
With Ray Cassia's
Yeah.
dad.
I think then you played for Shawnee or for Sean.
For Shawnee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Just a couple, but back then, high school had some good players. I mean,
yeah.
They had San Marco, which you probably don't know, but Ryan Campbell was playing,
I remember that name.
and then pretty much all the, that was back when high school was pretty much all junior Flyers, little Flyers, Flyers alumni. It was all AA, AAA players, and it was really good.
I remember tryouts. Like when we had tryouts for the junior team, or when we had any of the tryouts, you would have 80, 90 people trying out for 5 or 6 spots.
Yeah.
Not quite like that anymore.
I
They'll
tell
just build another team.
I tell Dad that all the time. You remember first year of juniors with me? I was still a midget. Remember we went juniors early.
Yeah.
Christ, they had 2 ice lots for as many kids as they were taking for Watson's team.
Yeah, competition was really tough. I mean, but, you know, hockey, you know, you look now, they only have a few high school teams playing yet. Now, you get into Pennsylvania, I think they have like that Archbishop Ryan and those places like where Watson's boy played.
Malvern Prep,
Malvern, yeah, like that, they still do.
a lot
But,
of big schools.
hardly any of the schools down here now have it anymore.
I think Delsey still
Delsey,
has one.
Cherry Hill,
Cherry Hill, that Cherokee,
Does Shawnee
Cherokee,
still have a
Shawnee,
Do they?
William, Washington
Williamstown.
Township,
Washington
Williamstown, or is that the same?
No, it's different.
Williamstown.
Williamstown Braves and Washington Township, something else.
They're
So-
the Minutemen.
So most of the teams, most of the
A
high
lot of
schools
them are still there.
Okay.
Now they just had. I was seeing. I was at the game because you know the middle school has their like spring or whatever. There's a team in down Egg Harbor or Cape May. They're what are they? The Sharks or something?
They play out of AC.
Yeah. Well, no, they play out of Voorhees in the league. They look like the Kraken. They're either the Cape May Kraken or the Sea Isle Kraken or something like that.
Oh,
but
the
it's-
Cape May Kraken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got a team in there now, and they look pretty cool. They got the Seattle Kraken uniforms.
But they're still clubs, right?
I don't think so. I think they're actually.
I think they're actually for
They
real.
are sanctioned
Yeah, they
as a
got.
regular high school team.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good. You have to realize, you know, for the past 11 years, I've pretty much been out of hockey other than watch you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I haven't been teaching.
But it's you know, the road that hockey is on now. Like we talk about it all the time. It's why, you know, Bob enjoys coming to the games because we play like that old school mentality hockey, and that's the hockey that he remembers.
It's the only hockey that we know how to play.
That, and you know, he was up at the Broad Street Bully era.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. 74, 75, 76. They won this cup in 75
Yeah, you
and 76.
you got lucky because you're at least you witnessed it. We're gonna die still watching it, waiting.
We used to split tickets with a couple people I know, and we would go to probably 10 or 11 games during the year. But yeah, that was a good time. Actually, when Brett started, the first team, if you remember, Sean Gorman came up to me and asked me if I would coach
Yeah.
the team.
Yeah.
Because the coach
The coach was an idiot.
Yeah, he was beating up people, and he was.
Is he still around? How
No.
old would he be? Can he be a Dexter? He's out there beating up people.
He
We
was
want
old.
him.
I I remember going to a practice, and like, mind you, this was before we even traveled. So I was young.
This is in-house hockey.
In-house hockey. They brought a football bag, like what you would hit with the lineman.
Yeah.
And he stuck it up along the boards, and you had to skate as fast as you could and hit the damn bag.
And then fly off.
And they were
skate.
teaching you how to body check. Like, that's how they brought it. It was like...
How old were you?
I don't know, 10, 11.
I think.
Was checking allowed back then?
I was a peewee.
Yeah, he was a peewee.
So it was...
that was allowed.
It was
peewee.
Yeah, peewee
Back
started.
then, now it's not. Ban them.
So this team was garbage. I mean, absolutely. It was the Mighty Ducks. It was when the Mighty Ducks pretty much first came out, like the movie.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the team was called.
It was.
Yeah.
So it was awful.
Is that the picture I seen at the how you got maroon jerseys?
No.
With the duck head on it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So they were bad. So I remember going. I didn't even start the season on time. I was actually a couple games in. Well, I remember I definitely blew the scoring title away in that season, and then we went to the Spectrum
Right, we were invited to the Spectrum
to play the
playoff.
championship game
Yeah.
against the Panthers, which had Phil Worrell's son.
The
I don't know if
goaltender.
you remember Phil Worrell. Phil Worrell, his dad was a dentist right by the Dexter Mall.
Yeah,
I don't
And
remember him.
that kid couldn't stop a fucking beach ball.
he was like small.
Small.
Real small.
And I kind of towered over everybody, except they had one kid, he wore number 88 too. Remember his last name was Trunkle or something.
Yeah.
He was really good, but never ever seen him after in-house. But we ended up going to the Spectrum and playing the championship game and winning that in the Spectrum, my first year of ever playing.
Yeah, we went from last to
first.
first.
And I remember I scored a lot of goals in that.
And I'll never forget when Sean came up and he said, I hear you play hockey. You know, he said, your wife said that, you know, you play in a league. You think you could coach this team? And I said, I don't know. And I said, I'll try it. And away we went. And that was fun in that Spectrum because I was never in the locker room and stuff like that. And it was a good game. It was exciting. And from there on, you know, Brett really developed. Both of you guys really, you know, developed and moved up the ladder.
Yeah, it was definitely a good time.
But back to the Vineland rink. I think, like I said, the leagues over the year, you know, I haven't seen any of them run as efficient as this league. You feel like you're kind of important when you're in it. You feel like you're part of something. They don't do it, you know, half-assed. They take pride in what they're doing, and I felt like I might have had a part in developing it because, let's face it, if we didn't have the Vineland rink and Steve didn't come to play hockey, who knows? Maybe we wouldn't even have this league.
He might not even have played.
That's a very good possibility.
You know.
You know? So.
But so we want to recap some of the Dusty Beavers and the Rusty Wolves, just so people know. The Rusty Wolves are 5-1 with 10 points. The Dusty Beavers are 1-3 and 2 with 5 points. Goal differential is 3. We've scored 40. The Beavers have scored 37. So it's super close. Like, besides the one game that we got absolutely blown out for the only win that the Beavers have.
Well, we were very sure-handed that night too.
Shoot, we wasn't. It was ugly. You can say whatever the hell
Your
you
goalie
want.
gave up on you.
I should have gave up. It was that bad. You know, it was funny. I passed him the puck that game. That's how bad it was. I passed him the puck. I'm in net. I pass it to him. And then he shoots the puck right to their guy, and he just cranks one on me. I wasn't even in net.
I was waiting for you to say, he passed it back to me. He didn't want it.
No, and then he said, what the hell are you passing it to me for? What the hell am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to shoot it, try to score on it.
Oh.
You can get away with it with Matt.
So it's been a great time, and here's the thing, like if any people who's watching who don't know, me and Brad are playing goalie for Rusty, so we can play with Dad and Uncle Brian. I mean, that was the only way, obviously, we are allowed to do it. But this is something that, you know, we'll remember. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes it fun because
It's fun and painful.
I mean, you think about this, and I know a lot of people who've lost their parents and all this, but it's been very fortunate. You know, my dad, his dad is still alive at 96 years old. His mom's still alive at 93 years old.
Yeah.
So, to be 74, you still play hockey, and your parents are still alive.
Been fortunate.
You know, that's fortunate. So, you know, yeah, it's a blessing for me to be able to play with him now, and same with you.
For the next 20 years.
Yeah,
You going to make it to 94 on ice? I think it's doable.
yeah. I mean, why not? Pop was hunting at 94,
Yeah, he was.
so yeah.
Well, I quit playing in the league when I was 62. I thought that was it. Then you guys talked me into coming out for this Rusty League.
Best decision you ever made.
And for you guys out there, Lee Irelands and Frank Blizzards, and you guys that all played in the Vineland team, you know, let's get up, get your stick and your old equipment, and come on out and try it.
Make the Rusty Vinelands. Now,
Yeah.
No, I
we
think-
got to come up. The Bulldogs, the Rusty Bulldogs.
I think we need to do a Rusty Dexter team.
You know what?
We definitely need to get more than 2 teams because, you know, if there's a playoff, you know who you're going to play.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? And I think it's coming. I think that, you know, Brad's been over at Hollydale talking to a lot of the beginner guys. There's
Yeah.
going to be at least 4 guys that's playing right now that'll move up to the bronze. I think
Yeah.
Mark will move up, and then the
There's a couple
two
on the-
guys for the Rusty Wolves will probably move up. They got 21 and 13. I think that's his numbers. And I mean, obviously, I think the Greek needs to stay one more year. Jerry,
One more season.
That's
One more
that
season.
number 10, that
Yeah.
big guy.
Yeah, the real tall
Yeah,
guy.
he ran into me. I thought I hit a truck.
See, Jerry, now you're going to get fucked up when we play. 'Cause you hit my dad.
Yeah.
Now you're going to see.
Did
what
you fall?
Yeah, I did.
Now you're going to see what a truck really feels like. So, well, I don't know why he just told me that.
Well, after he hit me, he said, "You're okay." So
Oh, okay.
All right.
he's all right.
Saved.
I won't forget it though.
I think it was a combination of both of us hitting each other.
You know what? The Rusty division is like notorious for skating with their head down, and when they pick it up, they all brace.
You know,
Just run into each other.
The funniest thing is Mark has made tremendous strides.
Yeah.
Mark played well last night. Like normally, Mark come down, got his head buried in the ice. You knew what he was doing. I went for a poke check yesterday, and he actually seen me coming, so he shot before I went down, and he scored.
Yeah,
So I was like, God damn, he has his head up now.
he shot up high over the top of you.
All the Rusty players from week 1 to week 7,
Are you in 7?
6,
That was your
Six.
6.
6.
6. It's totally different group.
Well, yeah.
Totally different group. These guys have figured out how to shoot. Some of them. You know, matter of fact, Uncle Brian did score a goal last night, the first one.
Yeah,
That's good.
He got one.
and he had a couple other good shots too.
Mr. Bascal, he's playing well. You know, he just kind of every time he takes a face off, he tries to do what me and Bascal does and tries to fire it right off the draw. So I kept telling my centerman, I'm like, just put your foot there. He's going to shoot it. As soon as the puck falls down, here he goes whacking away.
He's a nice guy. Mr.
Oh, he's
Vasco.
great.
You know, after the game, he comes up and he congratulates you, and then he says, "We should have won."
Yeah, Mr.
So
Pascal,
he's a lot of fun. All those guys are pretty much a lot of fun. You know, we're all trying. You know, look, when you're 74, you don't have what you did when you were 54 or 64, but you know, if Do you go out?
Shit, I'm 36. I don't have what I had when I was 26.
I don't even want to talk about it. But I'm still at the top of the leaderboard for most of the stuff I did.
I'll be back there.
I did make the All-Star game for the U for the second season in a row, which I kind of knew that was going to happen. But I still produced points. Matter of fact, they got this live stat thing. I think Pascal might have overtook me because...
Listen, I got to shout out Pascal because Pascal is a good dude. You know what he did today?
No, I can't even imagine.
So, Anthony's at hockey camp at Hollydale.
Yeah.
I guess Pascal's nephew is there. So, my wife took him, got him dressed. There wasn't a lot of like stat. It's kind of unorganized. Pascal stayed there to help him get undressed and back dressed again before he left.
How about that?
So
shout out to Pascal for that.
This is how this league overcomes the rest of them. When you have a career stat,
Oh.
right? So they have career for the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So Ross Bryan plays for Rain City. He's played 20 games. He's had 79 points, 41 goals, and 38 assists. And he's number 1 on the list. Pascal just passed me. He's played 22 games. He has 69 points, 28 and 41. And then me. I've played 22 games, 68 points, 35 and 33 with 32 penalty minutes.
Where am I?
You ain't even on the page.
Well, you've missed a lot of games, right?
I've missed this whole
Oh, they keep
season.
going down.
But I just want to know how far down I am.
Page 3, 32 points in 18 games. So you're 36 points behind me.
Yeah, but what number am I? Does it have a number?
26th.
26, and this is everybody else is still playing.
Yeah, well, I'm probably leading the league in giving up goals.
I think
You know, Brett did say, Dad kills me. Every time Dad comes out, they put Mark out there, and I'm screwed.
but
Well, they put him out there, and he's standing there waiting for them to give him the puck. I'm the only one back there, so I said, well, he's getting the puck. I see it coming to him, so I'll go up and I'll just hit him and keep him there. That didn't work.
You got it. We're gonna teach you the Dexter slash.
in the 3-on-3,
Yeah.
Dad was out. They do a line change. Here comes Mark. Puck gets messed up. Dad starts skating backwards. Mark goes right by him. Boom. I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. We're gonna lose this right now.
Yeah, but that wasn't me in the
No.
3-on-3.
No,
That was the other guy that played defense.
oh yeah, you're right. It wasn't Dad.
I wouldn't go out there on a 3-on-3.
Now, if he does the Rusty 3v3 at Hollydale, are you playing the tournament?
3 versus 3 on the mini ice.
I don't know. I doubt it.
It's fun.
It
It's not fun. It isn't fun, but it's different.
All of us, me, you, Matt, Steve, Larry, like we all have to chip into that one because
It'll be hard for goalies in that because
oh my God.
because the ice is only half the sheet.
Well, I'm wondering what's going to happen this week. You guys have a tournament.
You don't play.
We can't have a game.
You
We
don't
have
play.
no goalies.
Rusty don't play on Sunday.
Okay.
Even though Rusty's going to have to. Rusty's
they're
got
gonna
a
have
whole
to throw in
shitload
the
of games.
week games.
I know they say that they're going to have a back-to-back game, but ain't nobody going to
But
be
then
able
again-
to survive that. I can't even survive that.
Then again, Rusty could play because in all reality, hold on.
Well, goaltenders are all playing in the tournament.
No, but Sunday is playoffs and championship game, and it's all over by
So if you look at the Rusty League, because everything's up, Mark has 17 points. Uncle Brian, Mr. Pascal, has 10. And actually, Uncle Brian's in the top 10 with 6 points, 3 goals and 3 assists.
Plus he missed a game.
And he missed the game.
The tournament Sunday would be over by 3:15.
But
The championship games from 2 to 3:15.
we don't have it. But anyway, Dad does have the upper hand on a lot of on one stat.
I know penalties. Probably.
Penalty minutes?
Uncle Brian and Dad are the top 2 in penalty minutes. What a shock to see a Vittorini at the top of the list. Actually, Uncle Brian's ahead of him, but they've got the same.
Well, I had to hook the guy last night.
There's only
he had
been
a clean breakaway on you, and
You've only gotten one penalty?
well, they got a penalty shot on me last night. because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had, I had
Damn
to
it.
hook the guy.
Did they score on the penalty shot?
Yeah.
Should have let him go.
So
Better shot.
So if you look at the goaltending league, then that's what we do. So Brad, you're still number 1 in goaltending with a 9.31 save
I love
percentage.
Yeah, you did
I
a
just
good job.
I just moved up to second place with an 8.86 save percentage.
Aw, shit.
I'll take it. I also have the most.
We're
wins.
always at the top of the leaderboard. Yep.
Matt. So goals against average. I mean, they don't have you on here, but I got 9 goals against average, which is fucking garbage.
Well, I only let 3 in that game, so
Matt's
that's all
got
I
11
have.
and Pascal's got 15. So
Ew. Hold on, how's Pascal 15? He let in 1 and then, what, 5, 6? What was your game against him?
it was ugly.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about it.
No, not the
I
one.
think that can't be right. I think they got him reversed, or maybe that's Steve. Steve has a save percentage of like 37.
That's probably
Yeah,
Steve.
it's probably Steve.
Steve's in the back. He's got a 7.95 save percentage. So anyway, the goalies is neat because none of us have done it, so we're just as rusty as the Wolves.
Speaking of Steve, he's texting me right now.
Uh-oh.
So it's it's a lot of fun. I mean, I'm on the Vittorini is on the top of the leaderboard all over the place. Especially when we both play together. Now they asked me this year why I only have 6 penalty minutes for the season, and my answer was because
Don't say because
you're
I'm
not playing.
there. Because the one
You're
time,
not playing.
the one time that I did fight, and I had people fucking attacking me from all angles, you were on the other side of the ice arguing with the ref.
Yeah, but I came in and helped everybody else.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't even know you were down there, so you can't even say that. Because against Rain City, when you had a problem, I just said, let me take care of it.
And the tournament.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's why I haven't got no penalties, and I haven't been thrown out this season. It's because Brad's not playing. So,
I'm coming back.
penalty minutes will go up.
Are you playing this weekend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm playing this weekend, and then I don't even know if I'm make any more of our Dexter games this year because I'm going to Boston. We got all this stuff Anthony's playing all over God's creation.
But what we want to do is, we wanted to bring Dad on as this has a special episode because it was just, I grew up, idolizing, Lindros as a kid, but, you can't really look at anything any other way besides, my biggest idol sitting here at the table with us.
Agreed.
So it's a blessing that we are able to do what we do in this league and to participate as much as we do as far as a family. But it's just it's something that I wanted everybody to see, that Dexter's not always trying to kill somebody. We're not always.
No, we care about family.
We're not always
We're family.
worrying about the bitch of the week and shit like that. Like, this right here at this table is what bonds us together. So, that's why this was a special episode for me and for
Yeah,
her.
hockey's been in since the beginning.
Yeah.
Since the beginning. I mean, we grew up watching Dad
Yep. I remember
playing street hockey.
going to them midnight games when I was 7, 8 years old.
We used to go skate with them. Remember,
Yeah.
they used to rent the ice on like Saturdays at midnight.
At
Yeah.
University of Delaware. But you were little. I'm talking about when I was 6, 7 years old, 8 years old. I'd go with him.
Yeah.
I remember one time he wasn't going to let me go unless I shoveled the whole side of the yard because it was snowing, and we had that drain that ran out for the damn washer machine.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "We need to shovel that sidewalk. You don't shovel that sidewalk, you're not going tonight." And then they canceled it anyway. I'll never forget that. I was like, "Fuck me, all that work." But you look forward to Saturday night at midnight.
Yeah.
You know, and then I remember, Dad, you remember we get done the game and then we stop at that little mini mart right there and they had them grandma soft style cookies.
Yeah, used to get yourself some grandma
every time.
cookies.
Yeah.
Soda and cookies.
Well, you know what? Hockey kept us together as a family. And like I said, I would never trade it for anything.
Do you think you ever realized that you'd have two badass kids that play hockey?
Well, you know, when you're a father and you have a son, you hope that they do the things that you did, like when you were 10 and I took you hunting for your first time.
Yeah, let's talk about this.
Let's not talk about this because it's not the same now.
because he's so big, bad, and tough.
Yeah, you know, I couldn't wait. 10 years old, got him his license, and I said, come on, I'm going to take you deer hunting. We're only like a mile and a half from our house. And I put him up in a tree stand, and I said, you stay here, and I'll pick you up, you know, around 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. I guess I was in the stand about 20 minutes, and all I hear is, Dad, Dad. I said, oh man, what happened? He must have got hurt or fell out of the tree or something. I get down and you know, walk over there and look up, and he goes, Dad, there was a deer right there, and he was looking at me. And he said, I'm scared to death.
Well, we have to also understand something that I don't like heights.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, that was a terrible.
I know that because since that day when you were 10, you haven't went hunting again until 4 years ago when we finally got you back.
But now, I put more time in the woods than both of you.
Yeah, last year he definitely did.
I earned them deer I killed.
He's definitely got the monster over there on the pole barn. I looked at it the other day. Now, people that don't know, my dad, we have one trophy wall on a 40-foot wall in a pole barn. Me and my dad have filled one whole side with trophies. We're gonna call them trophies. Now, Dad had to give Brett his own wall because the deer that he shot was so exquisite. How do you explain that?
It was a good one.
Anybody seen a jackrabbit? Because it wasn't far off from that.
Didn't look much different than that mangy
fox that he shot.
The last year.
The coyote. He said he shot a coyote. You shot a 4-pound fox.
Guess what? It had mange.
It looked like a.
It looked like a coyote.
It looked disgusting.
And it was a good shot too.
And he brought it over to the house and said, I'm going to take and get it mounted.
What'd the guy do? Tell you to burn it?
No, he said to just drop it off on the side of the road somewhere.
But yeah, well, how many points did that thing have?
7.
7 points.
Yeah, it had 7 points.
Little ones.
And it was a good shot.
Yeah.
From where it was.
And it's his first one he ever killed, so.
My first one I ever killed, let me tell you. Dad got the Brad. I had to yell for you for that one, remember?
Yeah.
I shot it in the spine.
It was a little different. You yelled because you wanted me to help you find it.
No, remember? I shot it, and I hit it in the spine, and it wouldn't die.
Oh.
And it got tangled up in my ladder, and I couldn't get down, and I shot every arrow I had in it.
Yeah.
And he had to come finish it off. He come down, he goes, you shoot a deer or a damn porcupine. What the hell is that thing?
Arrows.
You know, and it's crazy because I can't go hunting unless I wear my glasses.
Nah, I know.
Because I can't climb up in the damn tree.
It makes you think you're lower. I know.
It's so dumb, but it's the truth. Like if I don't have my glasses on, I feel like I'm 100 feet in the air. But if I put my glasses on, I feel like I could jump out of that bitch.
You should try that one.
No, I'm not, because they're up there. But
Well, anyway, to say the least, he was 10 years old, and I told him, you will not go hunting with me again. That was the end of his hunting experience.
Oh, that's so
till
funny.
now we go all the
Now,
time.
yeah. I don't know what happened, but
He got glasses.
yeah, it must be the glasses.
And deer don't scare him anymore.
I think it was a
But
combination of being afraid of heights and the whole shit. Plus, back then, their fucking raggedy ass tree stands that they had.
I'm
back
not
then,
gonna lie.
They're
I would
garbage.
not. I would never
that.
ever go in a tree stand that we built ever again.
If today's day
I used
didn't
to
have
have to
all
climb
that
up there and hold them.
fancy ladders and shit like that, like I got luxury liner stands now.
Yeah.
If I had to hunt in that garbage that they did, just a piece of wood nailed to a tree, no, I'm not doing that. I wouldn't even go.
The best is when you used to have to climb up and you had to hold the wooden seat leg that we just nailed in there to pull yourself up
No.
and rely on that one piece of wood.
Psych.
Well,
Not happening.
But I never fell out of one.
He
So-
did.
yeah, I
Yeah,
did
well,
fall out of one.
but that wasn't a wooden one, was it?
It was a portable.
That was a portable stand.
Yeah.
And then he fell out of my climber and hung upside down in PA for
Yeah.
45 minutes
Yeah.
while screaming for help.
That was a bad experience.
That's what he said. I'll never, ever, ever use a climber stand again.
Yeah, but so that's. Well, as far as I remember that. That was a terrible day.
But other than that, as far as being tough and all in hockey, though, yeah, it's half the reason why I was glad they traded you when you played for Jimmy Watson, because Jimmy Watson wanted you to be a goon all the time, and you was a good hockey player, and I didn't agree with him. I had argued with him because I was helping coach that team, and they did trade you to Somerset Chill. It was probably the best thing that ever happened for you.
Yep. I went down there with a big fighter, but we played.
Actually, you played that team the night before, and then they traded you the next day.
Yeah.
And you went to that team after you beat the guy up, and they made you the captain of the team.
Right. When I got down there, I had the C on the jersey. So it's.
You remember when I came down there, where we came down there, and I was with you the one night,
And we got stuck in that snowstorm.
and yeah, you ran off the road, and we went to get out, and there was a freaking bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't never ran so fast to get back in a car in my life. I'm like,
Somerset
what
Chill.
the hell is going on around here?
You're up in PA in the mountains.
Yeah, down by
Driving in a
Pittsburgh.
foot of snow in a Nissan Maxima.
Yep, that's right. But yeah, so we're gonna. I guess we good. Anything else?
Yeah,
you
the
want
only
to say?
thing I'd like to close in is, Steve, I think you're doing a good job. I hope you continue with it. I think your league will grow. I still think about the people who helped us back in the day, and I know, like, Mr. Weber's looking down on all of us. Tommy Spiegelmeier's dad, he's
TJ.
yeah,
TJ.
TJ's dad, Tommy. I'm sure he's proud and looking down on you guys. So
And we're going to do everything we can to help the U and to help the Rusty division grow, so we can get more players out there and get some more teams. So
yeah, and to all the shout out to all those guys I played with in the past. Hey, if you're 60, 65, 70, come on out, give it a shot. You got equipment on. The shots aren't that hard. A couple of them hurt, but
So he's saying, get your shit and let's go.
and let's go.
Yeah.
Let's move this. Let's pick this whole entire league up. We're trying to get a Dexter Rusty league going. So we're
Yeah, we need to be in every division.
I just think that's the only way we're going to do it.
yeah.
So we're gonna close it at that. We wanna thank Dad for coming on tonight on this special Hockeycast that we had tonight, and looking forward to Steve's podcast on Friday to announce what team he's playing, checking for charity if he wants to play,
Yep.
and then we'll go from there. So
Better say it with a smile too.
Well, it's good to be here. It's fun to be here with my two kids, and actually my wife wanted to come and listen to it, but she just had back surgery, and she's home. She's gonna watch it, I'm sure, when we put it on air.
Yeah.
So,
She could listen to it, probably tomorrow on Spotify.
yeah.
So we wanna thank everybody for watching, and we'll see you Wednesday for episode 8. All right, Team
Dexter
Dexter's
out.
out.
Out we go.